Okay, guys. So they said they're gonna send someone to talk to me down here. So I like to ask, forgive me in my cursing. I did curse. I'm going to head over to the police station, particularly. I'm gonna ask. Ma'am, could you?
You do not have my consent to
Okay.
videotape me. Okay, we're just gonna start right there. Okay, and I ask you to leave.
All right.
You're not
Well,
allowed in the building
you said you're
today.
gonna send someone to talk to
I
me.
can. Yep, they'll come talk.
Okay.
I'll talk to you outside.
All right. I'll head over to the police station.
Yep.
All right. Okay. So here you have these bigots here. That's it. This motherfucking bitch, man. I gotta go to the police station and let them know that they said that, that I'm not allowed into the library. I said, well, where's the penal code? What am I violating? And she said she doesn't have a reason why I'm not allowed into the library. Hey, shalom, shalom, brother, shalom, shalom. Literally, I heard this before I got here, that they were trying to kick me out, planning to kick me out, trying to come up with a reason to kick me out. I asked why. Before I keep stepping to the library, particularly. All right, so I got to go to the police station. I got to let them know. And then I'm going to come back into the library. Okay. And I said, well, you can call the cops and they can escort me out. Okay, I said, well, look, they have no reason, particularly, And so I'll just have them escort me out, particularly. And that's exactly what's going to happen, okay? And I said, I'm about to take legal action, particularly against this library. And that's really what the issue is here. I cause no issues here. I have so much evidence here. And this is actually attempted murder now. Okay, you saw that? Now, this is the only place that I could really go to. Okay. Now, as you can see here, okay, that's the second time. The third time they kicked me out the library when I was shitting on myself and stuff like that. I was just talking to my family about this shit. Okay, so I'm going to the police station. I said, well, officers, what is the penal code? And what am I violating? She said they had an administrator of some sort. I thought you had the director. Okay, so I came to the library. What I'm going to do, I'm waiting for someone to come down now. Oh, here we go. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, how you doing today, ma'am?
I'm all right.
I'm doing good, getting ready to take some legal action. Just coming here to study and stuff like that. I'm about to head over to the police station. Particularly, she didn't give me a real reason. Particularly, said there was no real reason given. Particularly why I was not allowed into the library. Now, I've had issues with this woman particularly before.
I'm going to stop you right there because I'm going to explain to you why she's telling you that. I've instructed them that you are not to be in here today because of your behavior on Saturday. It was reported to us what happened on Saturday, that you were approaching patrons, talking about their anatomy, saying inappropriate things, and they brought it to staff. The people that you were talking to, one of them is a staff member at a different branch. Okay? So we've given you warnings.
What branch is that?
It doesn't matter.
Okay, I said, well, it does matter legally if I'm going to take legal action. I was just
You
curious.
can feel free to go and talk to the police. You have two choices, though. You can abide by our decision, or we can call the police.
Okay, I'm going to the police station right now. I do have the video of what happened, and soon after, particularly.
Did you videotape yourself talking to them?
Excuse me? Did I videotape myself talking to them? Yes, I did. I videotaped myself and the issues that I was having. Particularly, I did not threaten them. They did say they did not want me alive, particularly.
Okay.
So I did let the librarians know, as you instructed.
Been told before by myself, by other people, that videotaping other patrons when they ask you not to is harassment.
Okay, so when they harass me and videotape me, they've done that before.
Then you come to us and you tell us.
I have,
and
and they continue to do that. And then
I don't
you
see
guys
anybody else videotaping you.
Oh, yes, they have. I do have evidence. I have audio proof of this, pictures, all kinds of things.
Like I said, with all due respect, I wish you no harm. I wish that all of our patrons come in here and feel safe and welcome, including you. But because you're making other people feel unsafe here, this is what we're doing. So for one day, you are banned from being in the library.
Well, I go to the police station. I let them know, particularly, I am talking in particularly legal confrontation. They cannot do that to you. Okay,
that's
let's have a real reason. Okay,
so we're sticking by that.
Well, I'll come back, and then you call the police.
You can try again tomorrow, and then if there's another problem, then we'll deal with it.
There's no trying again tomorrow. This is public grounds. You're pushing ideology of white supremacy.
No,
these
it has
individuals.
nothing to do with
Yes,
race.
I do have many videos. Yes, it does have everything to do with race and Monday.
You can leave now. or I can call the police.
But
Those
you
are
can call
your
them.
two choices.
You can
Which
call
are
them.
you
It's
choosing?
better for them to come to me.
Fine, that's what we'll do.
All right. I'll wait. I will wait, particularly. Better, because if the police come to me, you have to understand I can record. I really don't want to record in the police station. I do love the police. I don't want to disrespect their own house. So I don't mind if they come. I'm starting to shake because I have not eaten. I'm surviving off of $2.50 today. You saw how calm I was and how hot they got. I don't have to move. I'll wait for the police. Okay, it is what it is. Now I'll move away from the door. I'm not trying to mess with the door. They got a problem with the door and stuff. And they said this is blocking the pathway of whatever, mind you. Which is not blocking the path. It's no real issue. They said it was no issue. Okay, I'm gonna head over to the police station. I'm gonna wait for a few minutes here. I'm gonna grab some of this. Next thing you know, they're gonna start saying I can't take canned food and stuff like that. I'm poor as hell. Okay, you got the Caucasian said that they can actually call the cops on me, and I said that's perfectly fine. And I said, well, officer, I will ask for the penal code, okay, because I have, I'm a layman in the law, but I can state on many things that they have violated, particularly in regards to the harassment and lies and defamation. Every time I come into this library, I have exact times and dates and things of that nature. Every time I come to this library, I'm very kind, I'm very cordial. Okay, so you have to understand. It's even worse now because, I'm complying. I said, at the end of the day, I said, well, okay, you know what? It is what it is. I'm just going to wait. So I'm going to give them about, particularly, okay, I'm going to give them about 1,400 hours and 1,400 hours, 9 minutes. Okay, 1,400 hours to 9 minutes, 999 seconds, particularly, okay, as they're saying they're not exposed to things of that nature. Look, I'm busy as hell. I said, officers, particularly, if there's no reason, your reasoning behind kicking me out this library, are you kicking me out too? Because I don't have an issue with you. Actually, I love the officers, particularly. I follow your website. But I have no other place to go. So you kicking me out on the streets like this, and I let them know that. And I actually showed them the results of them kicking me out, particularly, and I will post the pictures on Facebook. Okay. In regards to the result of how I'm living, because of individuals like this, it was not very wise on their part. I'm just coming here to study. I'm not even going to be here that long. By the way, they don't want me to charge my phones either, which I have a system where I can stay up all night, which I will be up all night to charge my phones, particularly if the police do kick me out. You have to understand. So I'll go over there to the police and say, hey, look, at the end of the day, I didn't do anything wrong. I'm getting ready to take legal action. My family, I just let them know they're backing me on this, okay? Just text my father this morning and stuff. So I did talk to my family the other day. They were not happy at all. Then I asked the police, I said, well, should I expect to be arrested while walking back into the library? Because that's what you're going to have to do. Now, yes, you have a penal code and arrested me going into the library. No disrespect. I'm not trying to be defiant to you, but it's a violation of my civil liberties, guys. Okay, so it's ridiculous. And I was calm, It is what it is. I got PTSD and stuff. I'm shaking and shit. I got nowhere else to go, officer. So are you saying that you are complicit in this crime and act of violating my civil liberties? And then I'll just post this before I go, particularly to YouTube, using their internet. Okay, and then I said, well, look, officers, look, I don't want to record in your own house. I respect you, okay, enough. Now, if it's something serious, they got cameras in there and stuff like that. So it is what it is, always. I forgive it, too. Look, I got nothing against these people, man. Now, look, I got PTSD. I'm shaking and shit. I have learned how to control my shaking. And it sounds like, I'm about to break down or cry or something. I learned how to control it. It takes mental wherewithal and strength to do so. Ask you something. Do I really look threatening? Like, am I like a threatening guy? I'm wearing a pink. Look at this shit, man. Like, I'm trying to stay warm. This is my turban. I think this is funny as hell. I can definitely take legal action now. Let me step away from the door. I'm sorry. These are all the people that are involved. So I said, at the end of the day, okay, understand. friend and them said, you really didn't have to call her a bitch. I said, but wait, you didn't really have to call me a nigger and, you know, nigger kike and talk about the molestation and chaining up of Hebrew children and Jewish and anyone outside of your ethnicity, particularly, and also the disposable whites that I sent to Tory Greers and the Greers, so they all know how you really are. They are part of this case. So when you say that I'm racist or you say that I'm making people feel uncomfortable, how many people do you make feel uncomfortable? Because I'm not just speaking for myself, I'm also speaking for the disposable whites as well. Okay, so you have to understand, the Greers are all part of this case now. So when you want to sit up there, it's not a color thing, but you always talk about the complexion of my dick, dark dick dynasty. That's what you talk about. And you sit up there and laugh. And regardless of all the recordings and videos that I've made of you, I'm very calm. You couldn't even answer any of my questions. You couldn't even answer one. The same woman that I was just speaking to. She couldn't answer. I said, how many colored people are working in this library? I could come in, but I'm going to make this, look, I'm going to make this shit look good. I said, do I really look threatening to you? Look at this. Look at this. I got a bag coming out. Look, come on, man. And you put me in this situation. This is funny to me. Like, it's comical. Like, I'll forgive it too. You know what? I pray you don't lose your salvation over this. Which most likely, you know, if they don't have a repenting heart, they most likely will. You got people so racist out here. And you know what? They got the camera right here too. So check that shit out. When she came by, so give me a minute. 1,400 hours when I got here, particularly. Let's go back. The time when I got here. Give me a minute. So I just told my family and shit how I'm living. I showed them how I'm living and shit. They're not happy. So these are witnesses now. The Greers can testify, and they're white. So when you say that I'm a bigot and shit like that, nephew's biracial, you know, shit like that. Sam Greer is also a relative of mine. She has a biracial, I believe, daughter or son or whatever. I sent that shit all out to them. Quite a few things, actually. Yeah. So you have to understand. I'll wait. I'm waiting for the police, 09, and then I'll just go over there and say, look, I didn't want to record in your house. I could. Okay. All right. Still got respect for the police. But at the end of the day, if anything happens or anything is said, I said, well, at the end of the day, I said, look, I respected the police enough. I said, if anything happens, they're going to believe everything I say now. I mean, all the evidence I have, I said, look, and it's showing my merit of character and integrity, you know, having some hope in the law enforcement here. And, you know, I would say that it's pretty much all of them at this point in time, but you may have some decent folks in there. I just haven't experienced any kind of human decency from them in a very long time. So that's why I say it's practically all of them based off of my experiences and my contact with the police is very negative most of the time. It is very, extremely negative, extremely racially charged and motivated. Oh, I'm so sorry, sir. Yes, sir. Give me a minute, man. I'm so sorry. She harassed me because, you know, how she harasses us, darker tones, and, you know, you being East Indian. Saeed, I'm speaking up for you too. But particularly, and you helped me win this case. So I'm going to be looking out for you when I win this case. She, particularly, they said that they don't have any reason why I can't come into the library. And they said, well, particularly, as soon as I walked up, particularly at 1,400 hours, I'll say 1,300 hours and 50. 1,300 hours and 50 particularly. Yeah, I'm so sorry. They said that they immediately walked up on the camera. I'll say 1,300 hours and 45. Go back at 1,300 hours and 45. Particularly, they said that particularly because it only takes me 5 minutes to get here from the marketplace. So I can get the exact time when I got here. Particularly, I just missed the time a bit, but 1,300 hours and 35 when she came out. You know, I was starving.
When you came here at 13:45, what happened?
13:45, she sat up here, and Holly walked out, and she kicked me out the first time, and so
from inside.
Yeah, she kicked, before I could even walk in the door, she said, well, we can't have you blocking the way when it comes to your car, and it's not blocking the way. I said, well, you can move it yourself, and then the camera can see you move it, and I said, well, it's not really an issue, and then I can have you on that when it comes to the lawsuit, because I'm going to keep parking it there. I said, I can't park it in front of the camera, so you want me to park it somewhere else where people can steal it then? So pretty much, Holly was saying, well, you can't, and she was very rude, you know, very nasty, and very racial about what she was saying. So she was like, and hypersexual as well. Well, she said, we can't have you into the library. And, you know, we staff administration has not given you a reason yet or whatever. Okay. And I said, okay. And they said they didn't have any administrations. Okay. Okay. From the last time I talked to the Alice, particularly, excuse me, no disrespect against Alice. You know, if anything, she should have came down here. talk to me. She's the director. And I said, well, okay, Alice, what happened to that sensitivity training that you said that you were going to have? And then I realized they didn't have any sensitivity training, because if they did, I wouldn't have made all these videos. So she was lying about that. So I have her also. So they said they didn't give me a reason, and then they had to come up with a reason. I started making a video. I came back into the library, and then they told me to get outside of the library. They said, well, you got to step outside the library. So I did. And I said, well, you know what? I'll go to the police station then. Okay, and I'll come right back. And then they sent someone else down when I already stepped outside the library. And then he told me to get off the premises. But before they kicked me out the library, having on video, they said, well, you have to step outside the library. You can't come into the library, but you can be on library premises. So now what you're saying is, everything you're saying is based off a straw man argument. Racially charged, hypersexually motivated, hypersensitively motivated argument. That's a straw man argument based off an illusionary, made up, fictional caricature of my character based off of the libel suit that I have against this library. Okay, defamation, slander, defamation suit, tort. Every aspect of tort they violated just about, and that's pretty much what's going on. So I'm about to head to the police station and let them know. I said, well, look, you're going to arrest me, just let me know. Get a cell ready for me, no disrespect. Okay, and I really should record in there. And I said, hey, look, no disrespect, this kind of serious. I usually don't do this. I don't want to do this in your house, but this is some serious shit. I'm about to take legal action. I am allowed to now, and the cameras are in there. Okay, so I said, at the end of the day, if there's anything they get frisky with, say, well, you can't do that in here. I said, technically I can. Okay, and I have nothing against you. So I have to do this to follow up with the video and say, hey, look, this is what they're trying to do. Are you saying that you're complicit in the violation of my civil liberties, guys, because I've done nothing wrong? And legally, I can actually sue. Extremely so now. I'll say it again, I'm so sorry.
You cannot get inside the library, right?
Well, I can, but I want to do it the right way. I want to let the police know what they're doing, particularly because what I'm doing is not causing any harm. I do have all the proof and the evidence of the reasons why they're stating, and they stated that the reason why they kicked me out of the library was because of Saturday and the way I approached the women, which I didn't approach them. Actually, I sat across from them, and they were saying all kinds of derogatory slurs, said they didn't want me to be alive. And I said, well, it's such a disturbance, and I did let the librarians know, I don't really like to come to you. I said, it's out of your hands at this point in time. When I'm coming to you, nothing is being done, so I'll just record and take pictures. And then I'll, get my work done, and I do it very quietly and respectfully. They're very disrespectful. I mean, they talk about my mother, my father, my brothers and sisters all the time. I have them backing me up in this case.
What are you going to do now?
Talk about the Grizz all the time too, Drayden Jr.
So what are you going to do now?
Well, I'm about to go straight to the police station, sir. I'm so sorry. I'm about to go straight to the police station, Saeed, and then that's what I'm going to do. Saeed, I'm going to take legal action. I'm gonna let the police know that. I said I'm having issues in the library. I said, are you going to arrest me or escort me outside the library? I said, I do not mind. I would not put up a fight, but particularly at the end of the day, I really don't have to leave. So are you saying that you're you are saying that you're complicit in the violation of my First Amendment right, and also trying to abolish the 13th Amendment right, and as well dealing with the 14th Amendment right. So that's what you're saying, because all this pertaining to their desire to have slaves.
Did they give you a letter that you cannot come in?
Particularly, no, they did not. I would like for them to. That'd be nice, but it's just word of mouth. At one point in time, they did. It's good to have paperwork of these statements that they're making and proof and evidence, which I have all the proof and evidence and audio of such statements and things that they're doing. Particularly. I mean, so it's kind of funny. I'm not even going to be here for that long, you know what I'm saying? I leave early anyway, so they didn't want me to charge my phones. So particularly, this is why I have to stay up all night and stuff like that. So I said, but I said no. When the police escort me out, I said, okay. So then, I have to take legal action against the police and, the library, publicly. So I said, so you're escorting me. So what you're going to do is escort me outside the library. I just want you to give me a foreshadowing of what's going to happen to me. And give me a penal code too. So when you come over there, I like to know the penal code, because I have the penal code 42053. Okay, I believe that's the penal code, particularly 42053 for perjury. So when you have to take a lie detector test or a polygraph test, I said, guys, I'm just saying this. Take a polygraph test or lie detector test based off your statements, based off did I do anything wrong in relation to the law and the violation of public grounds and federal grounds of such law.
You have a job. You knocked at some doors to get a job?
Well, I've been trying, but you have to understand the reason why I can't get jobs is because this keeps happening to me. And if this is happening in a public library, and okay, where else is it happening when it comes to the pale faces? So you have to understand, Saeed, particularly, you know, my boy Saeed Abdullah. So, particularly, you know, Chieftain means chieftain, particularly, first name. But you have to understand, Chief, and he's the East Indian brother that has really been helping me out with this case. I'm gonna look out for him after, you know, everything is settled. But they are really just violating my civil liberties here. So it's not gonna stop with me. If they can do this with me, if they're gonna be allowed to do this with me, they're gonna do it with you. If you put up a fuss, they're gonna do it with everybody. That is not the complexion of their skin.
It is not better to get a job and be busy working.
Yes.
Then you can come here in the afternoon, something like that. Don't you think so?
Yeah, at this point in time, I can't, because I'm getting kicked out of every establishment to the point in businesses where I'm not doing anything, but standing up for my rights, freedom of speech. And a lot of times, I'm quiet. I'm getting so much done. How I built this case was being quiet, taking a vow of silence. So when they say I'm causing such a disturbance, and my language is causing such a disturbance, all I'm doing is repeating what you're saying, you people of your community, your nation, in tongue. So you have to understand, if I'm shitting on myself, and I showed them, and particularly the reason why they kicked me out, because I showed them I was wearing actual, and I posted on Facebook, I was wearing actual diapers, or made out of Kroger's bags, and that's why they kicked me out, because I have their asses. And I keep building case after case after case, or excuse me, because I have case studies and stuff like that, or building up this case to a point where it's pretty much at this point in time impenetrable. And anyone can take legal action. Now, in my family, if anything happens to me, if I'm unable to, they have all the evidence that I post on Facebook, getting a hold of my phone and stuff, and using such matters of information and evidential proof to sue.
I think if you get a job, then you'll have money, then you can have a place to live, then you can come here, you know, then nobody can challenge you, right?
Yes, but it's a bit of an issue here, and I meant to go over there at $400 by 10. I'm a little late, so I really forgive these people, man. But you know, not only that, but I'm handicapped. So you put me in a situation where, you know, I'm out here, right? And this is why, you know, I drunk my own piss by accident. So you have to understand, I don't want to make this video too long, but bless you, brother, I do have to, you know, keep going. I don't want to sing the same old sad song. I do have a lot of work to do and studying to do. But like, all I'm doing is studying here.
Try that Department of Mental Health. I'm not saying there is anything wrong with you.
Yeah.
But
I do need some assistance, mental health assistance. They are emotional distress. Not dangerous or anything, but you know, they could possibly help me get a place and a job too.
Yeah.
So
if you go to that, it doesn't mean that people must be mentally sick. No.
yeah.
I mean, you got problems in your life, emotional problems, whatever. Then they will help you.
And you know what's funny? Excuse me, I'm so sorry I have to cut it short. I appreciate you, but I do have to pee. So I have to go over to the Michigan Works building, particularly. Yeah, because they kicked me out of the library, so I can't use the restroom, and I'll piss on myself, and I actually have to take a shit. That's why I was coming to the library. So they kicked me out now, so I don't want to shit on myself or piss on myself.
Are you coming back tomorrow?
Particularly, I'm planning on coming back today.
Oh.
Yeah, you know, I say I'm gonna come sit down, be quiet, and you know, I say shit. I say I ain't leaving this motherfucker. I ain't doing nothing wrong. I want that penal code. I want the code of conduct. Particularly, I want the code of conduct, or the prohibition of misconduct, or what pretty much in relation to what prohibits me in my actions according to what you're saying in the proof of such prohibitions in relation to my actions. Okay? So the prohibitions of misconduct is what I call them. So we're gonna figure this out. They cold as ice, cold as hell, man. You know I got their jobs and their pensions, man. Okay? So you gotta understand. The way they talk to me off camera, you know, particularly that was their camera face. Okay? Off camera, they call me niggas and shit. Let me tell you something. Okay? What you didn't hear. Start calling me niggas and all kinds of shit. Okay? You have to understand the librarians and stuff, that's what they do. The patrons coming in and stuff like that. It is what it is. Alright? Their statements were saying that, well, the police are not going to let you go in there and stuff like that. I said, okay. Well, I'm going to go in anyway. Alright? That's what they say. I'm going to go in there and say, hey, I'm going to still say, hey, bless you, how you doing today? Bless you, what I usually say afternoon, if it's morning or afternoon. Hey, bless you, salutations. Good afternoon, and bless you, salutations. Good morning to you. I always say that. And you know, a lot of times now, they don't even say shit now. How rude is that? Every morning I do this. So if I forget, if I'm dizzy as shit, I have dizzy spells. Okay, so I had to learn how to control things that are very nerve-wracking, my body at a stress level to the point where my blood begins to boil in the sense of dizziness. Not in the sense of, oh, I have uncontrollable rage and stuff like that. Come on, man. This shit crazy as hell. I'm still waiting for the police. And trying to threaten me, and I was calm. They ain't like how calm I was either. I'm going to the police station to let them know and say, hey, look, officers, I got to do this. Take a legal consultation. I really don't want to record in there, but I said, fuck it. I can. I'm working with the police anyway. I got a case file open with them, so I said you shouldn't feel threatened unless you have anything, if there's anything wrong that you're saying or pertaining to this case, if you're a part of such bigotry, okay? So at the end of the day, the police are my friends. I consider myself a cop. If I created the alias, Hawkshaw Dick Danko, okay? Alright? Based off of my love for the police and solving my case and putting on my cap on, you know, I have a legal cap, police cap, and things of that nature, you know, it is what it is. Science cap, mathematics cap, you know, sometimes you got to be all at once, you know, all at once. Okay, you got to be all those things at once, excuse me. So you have to understand. It's funny to me, man, like, this shit is crazy as hell. Okay, so they don't want me to charge my phones. How am I supposed to contact the lawyers? How am I supposed to contact me? How am my family supposed to contact me when this is the only establishment that I can really go into?
Sir.
So oh, shit. Hold on, give me a minute.
Well, that was quick.
Yeah, that was quick.
Perfect timing. You know what I do? I got something in my vehicle. She just fell.
Okay.
Here are her possessions. I had to get into the courtroom.
I got an ambulance coming for you.
That's good.
Okay.
That's
I'm gonna
good.
get you a tissue out the car. Okay, 1 second.
Damn.
Grab some stuff here.
You see what they're for a second.
Yeah, I stay with it. Shit. I sure will. Damn. Yeah, sorry guys. I saw what I'm doing. The woman fell. Shit.
There you go. You got as much as you need. You want to keep the roll?
Saw what I'm doing, particularly.
Okay, just apply pressure to it, okay? Okay, I'm gonna leave the roll with you. There you go.
They got the ambulance coming. Damn. Yeah, see, but like I said, y'all, man, this shit is ridiculous, man. You know, as they say, you know, I'm a bigot, but I immediately stopped recording. So for skipping in the video, particularly the reason why I stopped not recording this for any financial backing again, particularly, but because to show you, particularly, okay, in court, particularly in law, in this case is always active on a 24/7 basis. So I'm not trying to be cruel and maliciously record this woman, okay? All right. Man. Yeah, and so this happens, guys. Okay, it's not cool, man. Shalom, officers. Shalom.
Here. You want to put that behind that might help right there. All right, now put that back over. Hold it on there for me.
See, man, you know,
Can you hold
got
that
some good
back
officers
on
here,
there?
man.
I did see her fall, but I got a 2:30 court hearing.
Yeah, you're good.
If you
You're
guys
good.
need me, I'll just be in there.
Appreciate it.
All right, man. Okay. All right, guys. I'm sorry. You don't need me to be here.
All right.
Sorry about that.
What's going on with the library there?
Oh, particularly, well, the library, what they're doing, they actually, they said that we don't want you in the library, and I'm like, well, they don't want me, and they don't want me in the library, and you know, particularly, you know, they've kicked me out. This would be the third time.
Okay.
So, and I was head over to the police station to let them know. Okay, so I said, well, look, you know, I head over to the police station. I'll step out. I stepped in and said, so you don't want me to be into the library. You're not giving me a reason, though. And I went into the library. So, and the crazy thing is they stopped me from going into the library, and I had to use the restroom. I said, well, okay, well, I was gonna ask, could I at least use the restroom? I said, well, damn. They said, so no, you got to get off the premises and stuff. I said, well, I came here, I've been holding and shit, you know, and pissed. So I shit on myself before, and the thing is so crazy, man. You know, so I'm so dizzy right now. I'm so sorry. So quite a few times, because I've been kicked out of the library. I was just talking to my family about that. We just talking about getting lawyers and stuff like that. So contacted my father this morning. I sent up all the stuff and what's been happening to me. You know, I got the times and everything and stuff like that. But so the issue was, particularly, they didn't really give me a reason at first of why. Okay, and so particularly from my time of coming to the library, which every time I come to the library and stuff, you know, the patrons, you know, it's not all of them, but it's a great deal of them harass me. Due to a lot of what has to do with something that I cannot help, which is the complexion of my skin, the size of my penis, getting into scientific racism. I'm not trying to make this sound ridiculous. And, you know, stuff like, I've heard even people talk about the molestation of children. Okay, I do have many recordings on this, and particularly when I'm in the library, this is the tone that I speak in, inside voices, particularly if I have to step outside and say something. Particularly, I talk to people when I'm in the library, whereas a lot of times people talk at me and as if I'm beneath them and very belittling, okay? And I get called a lot of niggas too, you know, death threats. And so I do have all of this on video and things of that nature. I have reported to the librarians. Alice, she did state that there was going to be some sensitivity training, which never happened. I do have times of me falling in the library because of all the harassment, you know, and I've been told that I look threatening and stuff. And I said, if I'm falling and collapsing in your library, you're laughing at me and stuff like that. It's kind of ridiculous. Particularly, and I do have these times, and I sent him to Mesenberg. According to the case file, he said he opened up on me. So, and you know, I did let them know, particularly, you know, due to the result of me getting kicked out the library, these are the issues that I'm having. And I showed them, I said, well, look, you know, I'm getting kicked out and stuff, and if I'm using the restroom myself and I have to make my own underwear, I have all the Kroger's bags, which I can show you those pictures and send them to the police. Particularly make underwear out of Kroger's bags. Okay. So it's crazy. So I was like, well, look, you know, I'm having these issues, and I went to the librarians on Saturday. So, and as she told me to do this one right here, that's exactly what I did. I said, well, this is the issues that I'm having, and it was actually a very good day for me, you know. So she said there was issues in the library. I said, okay. Well, what are the issues? Because there's issues every day. I'm just not a petty person. So I said, okay. So they finally came up with the reason. They said, well, because of the recording that I made, particularly of a video, particularly, which I stayed away from them. I did not approach them in any violent way. And particularly, I didn't even ask them to stop, because it's pointless asking them to stop, which I've asked them to do it before, personally, harassing me and wishing me to be dead and stuff. You know, it's really hard to focus on a library when you're that loud too. I'm sitting right away from you, particularly, and you know, I'm sorry, I just distracted. You know, about a woman over there saying, you know, I really don't want to eat your ass. I don't know what that means, but particularly, so it's just very distracting. I'm just want to come here and study. I'm just really trying to get off the streets. Particularly, I did make my family aware of that, so they kicked me out for these reasons. And I said, well, if you don't have a penal code, particularly, and when I take you to court eventually, which I believe the penal code is 453, okay, penal code 450, 453 when it comes to perjury. And if you do lie in court, particularly, and there could be a court order, because this stuff sounds so ridiculous, a court order polygraph test, and if you do lie during the court proceeding and stuff, that's 15 years in prison or more, depending on the severity of the situation. So I was like, well, okay, could you give me the code of misconduct, and could you give me the paperwork so I can give to my lawyer, particularly in that information and stuff in relation to me being kicked out the library. And I was going to go over to the police station and just ask. Oh, go ahead, sir. You got an issue there.
You got your phone on you? Okay. Here, give me 1 sec, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'll be right back.
Oh, shit. Give me a minute.
Oh, you're right. I didn't even notice that.
Okay. Let me see it. Penal code. I'm gonna look for that penal code, man. Michigan Penal Code perjury. I'm dizzy as hell. I'm shaking, guys. Forgive me, y'all. Michigan Penal Code perjury. I saved it. I just have to find this. Okay, here we go. Okay, guys. So the Michigan Penal Code for perjury, guys. So we're gonna look at this real quick. And this is unfortunate. I pray this woman is okay, because that's some serious stuff. A lot of people said I was heartless and I would not stop. Particularly in regards to their people, their kind, being neither Gentile, neither Greek nor Gentile in the body of Christ, neither Jew nor Gentile in the body of Christ, okay? And I have no compassion, I'm cold, and I'm a bigot. I have whites in my family, the Greers, that are a part of this case and that can sue and take legal action themselves without me if I pass away, if something happens to me. When it comes to death, whether it be by a cop, because we do get killed by cops. I'm not saying all the cops are bad here, but they did have threatened me and said they would, you know those shootings, particularly when it comes to, you were lined up, particularly when I used to sleep up there against that wall, not sleep, study all night, particularly in a firing squad death. Okay, police station is right over there, so you have to understand. Okay. So I did everything I was supposed to do, and it just got out of hand, particularly. So I took taking matters legally into my own hands, and I speak like this. When you see my videos, I speak just like this. In every video, I'm in the library. When I get loud, I step outside of the library, so I'm not, disturbing the librarian. So I'm doing everything right. So complicit, the police complicit, are you going to remove me from the library? I said, okay, well, I'm going to step into the library. I said, that you are violating my civil liberties now, my First Amendment, 13th, 14th Amendment, and every when it comes to employment, violation of my right to employment in every establishment that I've been kicked out of, or they tried to kick me out of, which I sent it all to my family up yesterday. So if anything happens to me, okay, my family will be well taken care of, okay? So many death threats, man. Okay, so you have to understand. I said all that shit. Okay, so the section, okay, give me a minute, 'cause I believe I had the wrong one. It's actually, the section is real simple here. Okay, so forgive me. And I'll forgive, I'm still calm. I'm too tired, I'm too dizzy for this. I had to show them when I got kicked out of the library by Fran and Holly. I shitted on myself, man. And I was looking at Burger King, and I get kicked out of Burger King when I shit on myself, and I said, damn. So I got a bucket at Target, and then I got kicked out of Target. Yeah, I sit in the Target bucket, yeah, I do. So, but 750-423 perjury penalty, record and signed and defined. Section 423. Any person authorized by a statute of the state to take an oath, or any person of whom an oath is required by law, who willfully swears falsely in regard to any matter or thing respecting with which the oath is authorized or required is guilty of perjury, a felony punishable by imprisonment for not more than 15 years. Okay, so, subsection applies to a person who willfully makes a false declaration in a record that is signed by the person and given under penalty of perjury as used in this subsection. Okay, so you have to understand, I'm not going to go any further. You have to understand, if you put your hand on the Bible, being the Bible, and how anti-Semitic they are, the Bible being of my people, and funny, the irony of it is when you go to court and having to take a lie detector test for your statements to be found true, if you're true in regards to the denial and all the lies and in regards to the statements that you made against my character and saying that you are denying this, and you take a polygraph test. I said, well, let the courts take care of it. I said, I don't have to fight this. I fight with the pen and let the Lord take the battle out of my hands. So you have to forgive people, man. Okay, I was telling my family about this yesterday. Sitting back, they're supporting me, man. They said they already know what's happening, dude. Okay, so they got all the evidence they need. Unfortunately, this happens to this woman. I'm not laughing at this. This is not a funny, man. This is serious. They lied on my character. Said, oh, he wants us all to be dead. Stuff. He laughs at our misery and pain when they talk about laughing at Black Death, particularly in rap and stuff, or BET watching hood movies. It's quite ridiculous listening to music and loving us and talking about killing each other, which I do not like that. And I said, well, what happens if they made music about, people like you, or particularly killing people like you, which I feel uncomfortable saying that because I'm not a racist, or I don't talk about mass genocide of people because of the complexion of the skin or the sizes of their penises, particularly talking about mass genocide when it comes to the Hebrew children or Hebrew lads, like in Bible when it came to the Pharaohs, when they threw them and said that it was not pertaining to their penises, but particularly overpopulation, as they feared that the Hebrews will conquer them, particularly, as well in Florida when they used us as crocodile bait. You see the connections there? Gator bait, they call them. They actually have flyers and toys of this shit. So you have to understand the nature of these people. It's the well-documented history in Florida, things of that nature. I mean, they were saying things like gator bait and stuff like that. Do I sound like I'm very threatening? Do I look opposing to people? Is my voice very opposing, ethnically threatening, as they said? So if I get a lawyer and stuff, they say, oh, you don't have a case. Show them all the times and stuff, and you have to understand. Okay. Alright. Alright. So you have to understand. So you have to understand, man. Everything they speaking to that police officer is bullshit. Right. You have to understand. Alright. So they want to tell me whether or not they're complicit in this or not. And that's what it is. Alright. I'm sorry. I just wanted to step back from you. I couldn't see you with this camera and stuff. Someone left the tissue there.
So explain your issue with
this it's really not an issue that I have, but I've been having since I was a 6-year-old boy. Particularly an issue with just the Liberians. A few of them have retired when it comes to just something I can help the complexion of my skin. First it was just the complexion of my skin, then as I got older, the stereotypes and everything, particularly, it got worse.
So what's your issue with not leaving?
Well, my issue with not leaving is I'm trying to figure out. I said, well, you're asking me to leave the library, and then you're putting these bans on the library as if you own federal ground, and you're not giving me any paperwork. How am I supposed to notify my legal representation, or particularly legally representing myself? And even after talking to you guys, I'm still head over to the police station to let them know. Because the thing is, at the end of the day, it's good legal, there could be legal misrepresentation, okay, in regards to things could be skewed. Things have been skewed quite a bit about my character, particularly me getting kicked out of the library because I'm such an issue here, which I'm not at all, okay? So that's really what it is. So I said, well, I have to do this because taking legal advice, legal consultation, and say, do it anyway. Just go the extra mile, showing that you were following the law and then violating the law, particularly as such, not liable to be sued. And being that I explained to them, I went to them quite a few times and say, hey, look, I have nowhere else to go. So I'm doing my best to follow the legal jurisdictions or your rules of conduct in this library, but you're making it very hard, or the patrons particularly.
Okay. All right, so I'm just gonna say now, they said you're breaking some policies, okay, in the library. That's why I just want you to leave for the day, and they said if you can follow the rules, you can come back tomorrow.
I see.
Okay.
All right. It doesn't make any sense to me, because I said I would like to know. I go over to the police station and be like, hey, look, could you give me the penal code? You guys being familiar with the law, I do not know the law. I'm just a layman. I just want to know.
It's trespassing because you're not leaving because they want you to leave. The administrator here wants you to leave.
Trespassing
for the day.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify this in this video. When it comes to the trespassing, administrator, they did let me know that there was no administrator, because when I asked them before, and they said there was a director, Alice, and I spoke to her about sensitivity training. So one day there's an administrator, next day there's not. So it's kind of like, I just think it's funny. Sounds like hogwash to me. I made up a detective alias, Hawkshaw Dick Danko.
There's some language you were using that someone didn't like, this thing, and then among some other things. So they just want you on for the day until you can follow the policy.
I see. So say if it's me not... Okay.
I'm not doing hypothetical stuff. This is just what's gonna happen. All right.
Okay.
You can come back tomorrow. That's it.
Okay.
If you got any issue, like legally, you can contact a lawyer. And
okay. I'll be going to the police station. I said, hey, look, Okay.
My Sarge is right there.
Is this your Sarge?
He's the one you're going to
got
talk to
something
anyways. So.
Complain about doing it now, but I mean, either they can trespass you from here and you can never come back, but they don't want to go that route. They're just telling you they want you gone for the day, so they're actually trying to go easier and nicer on you, from what it sounds like.
No.
They're saying you can come back tomorrow, and I don't know what was said in there. We weren't in there, but they called us. They want you gone. That's why we're here. Okay.
Well, from what I heard, they never called.
How you doing?
You guys came up after the
Yeah, they
woman
did call.
fell.
We don't just show up on for something like this. We weren't in there. We have no idea what was going
Okay.
on. We wouldn't care if you were in there otherwise. But
I was just curious. I just want to make sure because I hear so many lies, and just when it comes to the police records of today, I just need that time, particularly when they called in between the time of this recording. And if there is no record of them calling at all, then that is perjury in a sense on their part, and also those who were involved. I just had to clarify
There's
that.
definitely a record of them calling. They called Central Dispatch, and then Dispatch contacted us to come here. So there is record of that, and it's call for service. Everything will be documented, and if you want to try to get a copy of that, you can do that over there. But just so you know,
That's nice. If I can get a copy of that,
to get a copy of that. So.
I will get. I do have money. I can ask my father. He owns his own business, Credible Janitorial
Alright.
Cleanings, or particularly my
Alright.
mother is a teacher. So, yeah, I can definitely ask for those records, particularly when it
Alright.
comes to or subpoena, particularly when I can get a lawyer.
Okay.
Okay.
I appreciate you guys. All right.
Is your stuff? You got stuff over there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so they just don't want you on the property. So if you just want to grab that stuff and.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. All right. This is attempted murder now. You know that, right?
What was that?
Attempted murder.
For what?
Well, they're kicking me off the property for no reason. I'm not directed at you. I'm just saying, if I'm shitting on myself, drinking my own piss because I'm dizzy, I don't have any place to go use the restroom.
You want to go to the hospital?
No, but particularly, it may come to that point. I'm okay, but particularly if I don't have a place to.
You want me to call an ambulance?
No, you're fine,
Okay.
sir. But at the end of the day, they stated, I do have
This
recordings
is
and
a
audio.
place of business. They can refuse who they want.
Yes, but it's also.
All right. I
You
can't stay
gotta-
here
you gotta go,
all
alright?
day.
So-
I
We gotta
understand.
wait till we get off the property
if you want us
before
to
we
help
can
you
leave.
get
all
your
right?
stuff, we can do that. Otherwise, grab your stuff and go. Okay, it's time to go.
Okay,
We
so
got calls to go on. We have no issues with you, but they called us here and they want you gone. So
you're
all right?
so you guys are complicit in this then, right? Yes, that's true. What they're saying is that they're complicit in this, and so now I can take legal action, particularly against the police station, and proving that they all bigots. Okay, complicit in this, and that's what they're saying, guys. Translation: bigots. I'll be
Yes,
looking
if
for a
you
lawyer
continue to
as
cause
soon as
issues here
possible.
Tomorrow, they're not going to let you come back at all. So they're being nice to you right now, saying you can come back to.
Well, that's not no, they're not being nice at all. They have been. I have all
Grab your
the,
stuff, please.
I have all the evidence
If they're not
proving
being
this.
nice, can I ask why you have a problem with leaving?
Well, particularly because if I'm not bothering anybody, it's the same issues that I'm having everywhere else.
We gotta talk and walk, all right?
Because the complexion of my skin is the size of my penis, which seems to be an issue when it comes to the white American men. No, not all, but particularly in the white American woman, particularly wanting to be sexually gratified. So that's really what the issue is, and it's hard for me to
All
walk.
right, we gotta go. I'm not gonna ask
Okay.
again. We can't stop and. You've been asked to leave. You gotta leave.
Okay,
Even more than nice.
but I would say it was very unkind because, as I've told you, I'm dizzy. So if you're asking me questions, it would make sense for you not to ask me any more questions. I was leaving, but you're asking me questions, and it's hard to multitask having dizzy spells.
My car's this way, so I'm going to follow you.
Okay, yeah. So I'm just. It sounds very disingenuous. So as I'm pulling a card, and this is pretty heavy, so you can help. Well, matter of fact, you guys did say you wanted to help me out. Could you help me pull the card
I'm
while
not
you
helping you pull
talk
the cart.
to
You-
what he
you
said
can-
that?
You
Oh,
can go ahead and please go.
oh, okay.
Please go.
All right. Okay.
I see you pushing this cart around all around town. I know you're perfectly capable of doing it. So
Well, that's not true. Not all the time, sir. I've collapsed quite a few
yeah,
times.
sometimes,
So is it?
sometimes you leave it by the bridge. I know that.
Yeah.
You do push it around.
A lot
quite
of
bit.
times it get tossed over the bridge too by members of your community, unfortunately.
Well, I can't help that.
Yeah. Well, my lawyers can.
Okay. You want to turn around so you can see where you're going?
Oh no, so I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Particularly, this is utterly ridiculous, man. I just never,
Have a great day.
You too,
Make sure
sir.
you leave the property.
Yes, sir. I sure will. I sure will. I'll be heading over to the police station next. All right, you gotta understand, guys. All right, these motherfuckers is bigots, straight up bigots, man. It's the Caucasians, all of them, particularly this community. You gotta understand, none of these people spoke up. All these motherfuckers pretty much is white. They didn't speak up because everything I'm saying is true about them and their community. Okay? All these motherfuckers are white. Port Huron is the most racist place in Michigan. I'm gonna just say that right now. You know, Port Huron is the only place in Michigan that's recorded hanging. Did you know that? Did you know that? Albert Martin. Okay, May 27th, 1888. So they just really just built my case. So what they're saying is they're gonna call the cops tomorrow because I always have issues. I'm an introvert. I keep to myself. That's what's gonna happen. They say, well, you come back tomorrow if there's no issues. So pretty much they're complicit in this. So I'm gonna go over to the police station and I'm gonna say, hey, well, look, man, I'm having problems with the officers now. Okay? And let's see if I have the same issue over there. I say, well, are you bigots too? It's real fucking simple, man. If you racist, you racist. I really don't have to leave, technically. Okay. And, you know, particularly what's going to happen is they're going to call the police. Okay. All right. And then they're just going to have to force me out. I said, well, look, I have nowhere to go. What is the code? What is the code, man? I'm fucking serious. I said, I'm tired of this bullshit. I said, okay. All right. All these motherfuckers is racist, man. Okay. I'll put on live. So if they tackle me to the ground and grab me, say, well, look, we got to grab you, which is really unnecessary. I said, okay. I said, you going to force me out the library? Okay. You got to understand, all these motherfuckers is racist, man. Every establishment that I have named, particularly now, is liable to get sued because of the police now. Why did anybody say anything? I'm helping out this lady, particularly, off the ground. I stuck with her. Okay. Alright. I was gonna go pick up that tissue too. Cause I need that tissue. I can use that shit to wipe my ass. Alright. I mean, that's tissue. Alright. So give me a minute. Alright. You gotta understand, man. Is this sidewalk library property now? Here? Well, that's the sidewalk you walk on, okay? So you gotta understand, everything I said, particularly about, you know, when I hit that nerve when I was talking about that penis dude, right? They call themselves a little dick race. I'm gonna go pick up that tissue though. Cause I need that shit. Alright? You see I said that shit in the face though? Cause it's true. So I hope they do call cops tomorrow. Saying they really can't trust their police. Particularly because they're bigots. Okay? So I might as well take legal action at this point in time and just sue the police station first. And then I can go around the merry-go-round because now this is attempted murder. Now they put me in a situation where I actually have to sit outside in the cold, which I'm prepared to do. 0 below weather just to charge my shit. These motherfuckers is racist. And then I'm gonna just make videos of every time I do it. This is why I was preparing particularly, you know, to have to do this, particularly. Let me tell you something, man. Port Huron is the most racist city in America. Alright? You gotta understand, you know, you don't have too many of us around here that's willing to stand up, if any at all. But you just gotta forgive, okay? I'm gonna get that tissue. Come back for it. Oh, she picked it up. I'm gonna ask her for it, but nah, she picked it up. Why is that? Because, man, they don't want to help me out. You see, that's what I'm saying. That's why I mentioned my community. I had a hunch that, particularly, she's gonna come back and pick up that tissue. Now, usually people like that, particularly, I was gonna say, give me a minute, say something. What they'll do is they'll grab that shit, not even use the tissue, right? Or they'll toss it like that, stuff like that on the ground, particularly, or something that I could use, particularly, toss it. Alright. She knew I was coming to get that tissue, by the way. She heard everything I was saying. Okay. She don't want me to get that tissue though. She wouldn't use that tissue. What she'd do is, particularly, you know, she in the video she did say, well, you can, okay, in regards to, let me get off of this property. The cops come back. So get off, you can you know, you can keep this tissue, okay? After when it's touched the ground and stuff, she wouldn't use that shit. Heard her mentioning that shit. So I want to see what happens. You know, I think it's funny. I'm gonna go grab that shit. I'm gonna use that shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, when it comes to tissue, man, shit, that's luxury paper. I'm gonna take that shit. It's, you know, a member of my community. She ain't, you know, she don't look dirty. She look like a nice looking woman. You know, she got some nice locks and stuff. I mean, it is what it is. I'm poor as hell. So this is how I have to live. I have to scavenge for things. Okay? So give me just a minute. I'm just gonna grab this tissue. I see. I just need the tissue. You know, it'd be fucked if they arrest me from just grabbing this tissue. I said, oh, I forgot this tissue. Give me a minute. I'm gonna grab this tissue real quick. I can blow my nose. I don't have to blow my nose with paper bags. Or excuse me, or what do you call that shit? Oh shit, it got blood all over that shit. Damn. Hold on, let me get going. Damn, it got blood all over that shit. Damn, I'm about to grab that shit too. Okay. I'm about to grab that shit. I gotta be careful. Okay. You know. You gotta forgive people, man. Alright? But this is how this environment is, man. They racist as hell. Nobody stands up when it comes to this shit. You have to understand. Because, you know, most of these people, racist as hell. They don't give a damn. This is why eventually I have to move out of Port Huron, because technically what they're saying is you're not a part of this community. Nigga kike, you know. You have to understand. So when they say that I can get a job, they lie and say all the time, he really can't live around us and he can get a job and stuff. No, I can't. Not without suing. So what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to sue the police station first. That's what I'm going to do at this point in time, to put them in check. I said, well, maybe they'll act like law-abiding officers. Yes, ma'am.
Is your problem with my bike? No.
The problem with your bike?
Mm-hmm.
What bike?
You're over there where you came from. Yep.
Kind of spitting on me, man. I don't like that. So you kind of spitting in your mouth. I say, I was going to grab some tissue. I wasn't going to grab no bite. I say, nah, I'm okay. I'm okay. I was just grab that tissue. We got blood on it. So I say, nah, it's okay. I'm about to get going though. You gotta understand. He has had a problem with the bite. He had spit coming out of the mouth, dribblings and stuff. I said, nah, man, you a little bit too close to me. I'm going 313. I had to step back. That's why when the police are too close, I stepped back for a minute. I said, let the camera see you now. So technically, the reason why I'm leaving is because, you know, at the end of the day, it's going to happen again, and it's going to happen again and again. So what they're doing is, you know, trying to prevent me from building my case. So when I'm getting robbed and the courts are topping over, they know who's doing it. It's members of their community, okay? And a lot of these motherfuckers know their names and shit. So these people are extremely racist, okay? So when I say when it comes to our community, the black community, so-called quote-unquote, the Black Community Association, it's not all of them, okay, particularly, but I'm standing for them as well. Even members of my community that are too afraid to stand up, okay? So they're afraid to stand up against these officers. You saw how they were to me? You see that shit, man? Now I got so many places I can charge my phone. Now this is proof of the fact that, particularly, check this shit out, right? Let me get off this property real quick. Get on back on this sidewalk. This is what they said. Okay. Now they would, when it comes to the outlets, of this city. Particularly, they would take out all the receptacles, particularly. Not outlets, I want to say receptacles, outlets, you know, particularly receptacles. Okay. And so I couldn't charge my phone. So this is what I'm getting prepared for. So if they're kicking me outside the lobby and stuff, not giving me a place to go, this is attempted murder. And I asked the officer, I said, well, it's attempted murder now. He knew I got his ass. Okay. This is why I don't have any white friends. This is why I would never give it to white women. Look at this shit, man. Okay, you have all these decent white women around here, right? No, they're not decent. You have all these decent Caucasian men around here, right? No, they're not decent. Most Caucasian men and women have no sense of morality, most particularly when it comes to us, or particularly when it comes to our community, the Hebrews, and this proves that. Their morality is so shot. I even have members of Facebook. I posted it on Facebook. Okay? I posted it on Facebook, man. Even their own people say that they don't have a moral compass like us. They said particularly when there was a Caucasian man that was hit. Caucasian man was hit. One of their own. They said that they would have, a few of them laughed and said, well, you know, he was a, you know, useless, one of the useless or disposable of our society. He was not adding anything to our society. Okay. And one individual, it was a few of them that particularly, he was cold as hell. He said, well, I would have been happy because he said, you know, he got to kill a person, okay, you know, and get away with it. Damn. Sociopath or psychopath, you know. You pick it. You name it. These people are sociopaths and psychopaths, man. They're crazy as hell. Okay. Now I'm going to start looking for a lawyer, particularly ASAP. Alright. Alright. I can use NAACP. They're kicking me off the grounds of the library because they can't handle me. They can't deal with me sitting up there studying. They call me an over-illiterate nigger. That's really what the issue is. Now, particularly, I'm going to end this video. Okay? That's the real problem. I'm reading too much. I'm learning too much. I'm building too much. They don't like the fact that I created my language, any of that. They don't like the fact I make them look stupid. They don't like the fact that I'm smarter than them. They don't like the fact they don't know shit about Trump. Okay? And I know more about Trump than them. What I'm saying is, in the sense of me not keeping up with politics and me just going to study and getting to know his policies and things of that nature, they only support him because of the complexion of his skin. I asked Lisa and them and all of that. I'm glad they came up to me. It's a good day. I prayed to the Lord. I said, Lord, thank you for giving me his case, and whatever is set out in response to building this case, may it be done. So that was according to his will. Alright? Alright? So what they're doing pretty much is kicking me out of the city now. So, alright. Now, their whole thing is to prove that they are bigots. Okay, that's what they say, well, we can't count it anymore. So we just prove that we're bigots now. So you saw how they were saying, well, shoot, you know, get off the property and stuff, like I was an animal and shit. I explained to them my situation. They don't give a fuck. You see, I'm not on the property. I can stand right here. But see, you know why I left? Okay? I come back tomorrow and say, okay, well, the police can escort me out, and then we just gonna keep doing this. So you abandoned me from the library, I got your pensions. Possibly those officers as well. You gotta understand, that's perjury. 15 years. Alright? You swear on that Bible, man. That's perjury. You don't necessarily have to take a lot of tests, but if it's found not to be true what you're stating, and everything that I'm saying is true, that's perjury. Up to 15 years. Possibly even more than that. 75453. Penal code 75453. They couldn't even give me a penal code. I asked them for the penal code. They couldn't give me that. I gave them the penal code. I gave them a penal code. So it is what it is, man. These motherfuckers so racist. Alright? I cannot live in this city any longer is what they're saying. I cannot live in my hometown any longer is what they're saying. Shalom, shalom, shalom. This is Easton the Lowly Jew, wild man and born of a harlot true. Okay? And I approve, nothing personal, just business. And I pray may the Lord have no mercy on these officers or their pensions or their jobs, or these librarians or their pensions or their jobs. When it comes to the Caucasian community here, I spit and I curse them and the ground that they walk on when it comes to these Canaanites. Okay? And anyone that stands against me and the Lord and his doing and trying to get me off the streets and progress and be a productive member of society. So it is what it is. It's war. You saying that you're pledging war against my life. That's what you're saying. Now, this war that I'm talking about is the penis war. Put my salvation on it. You say, we lost the penis war. We lost the bigot war. The penis war and the bigot war are one and the same. Based off of the foundation, the bigot war is based off of the foundation of their penises and lack of. Okay? So tomorrow, I'm going to be like, well, look, say if I don't want to move. I'll do that tomorrow. I said, you going to arrest me, officer? All right? I have to go over to the police station now, so I have to end this and say, hey, look, I'm having problems with your officers, man. And see what they say. I said, they couldn't even give me a penal code. Okay, I have all the evidence against this library. And they violated my civil liberties and kicked me out the library. So I just wanted to let you know this. You know, I have to take legal action. I don't know what's going on with your officers in this city. But now I have nowhere to go, and this is attempted murder. So I'm going to just be in there real quick, and then I'll just let them know. I say, hey, look, it's okay. You know, Lord be coming in here to serve some papers no time soon. I mean, anytime soon, particularly. Okay. Well, like I say, this is why I don't deal with the crackers here, separate from the grids and the decent Caucasians here, as they call themselves cracker nobility. This is what cracker nobility is. This is what they do. So when I'm sitting out here below freezing weather, and the cops, particularly, are sitting up there hoping that I freeze to death and die and talk about shooting me and firing squad style, they just backed up those statements by supporting the library. Did you not? When I start talking about their penises, they just backed up those statements. When you told me to get off the property, did you not? When you're talking about the molestation of children, Hebrew boys particularly abolishing the 13th Amendment, right? You just backed up my statements. Did you not? When you kicked me off of the premises. Now I'm about to go over to the police station. I almost forgot. Okay, now let's see if we have any good officers. I follow the police officers, man. I said, shit, you notice they got tired of what I was saying. I said, this shit is life and death. Okay? Okay? Alright? So we're going to try this again tomorrow. So when I'm in this library tomorrow, they said, you're going to have to call the cops. They didn't even call the cops. Put my salvation on it. So they were lying about that too. So when we get that paperwork, particularly of the date and time of this recording, did they call the cops at all today in between these times of the beginning of this recording and the times that they stated they were going to call the cops? What's really going to happen? What's going to be the dealio? Now, they can call afterward. They talked about doing this, but it's too late. It's too late. I mean, shit, they did this at Best Buy, so I got their asses too. Sheriff Department. It's fucking stupid. They keep records of all this shit, man. That's why I keep records of all this shit. It's dumb as hell. Alright? So it is what it is. You know, nothing personal. I'm gonna go into the police department and say I'm just doing this for defense, purposes. Or if they ask, particularly, I say, hey, look, I got nothing against you guys. I just have to notify you and let you know. I'm not trying to come here and hassle you. I understand that a lot of, unfortunately, officers here, due to the complexion of my skin and the particularly complexion of the skin of my people, and when it comes to the stereotype of our sexual prowess, okay, and particularly when it comes to me you know, being an reading over illiterate nigger and stuff like that. Unfortunately, look, I've been kicked out the library once again, so this is the third time. 1, 2, 3, 3 strikes, you're out of there. Okay, so it is what it is now. They can't handle it. So what are they going to say then? And I asked the officer, so when I take legal action, so when I walk in this motherfucker, okay, what are you going to say? I'm not stupid. Now, if I'm already in the library, I said, well, look. Okay. Can you carry myself out for me? Okay. They said they were going to help me. They lied. Said he was going to help me push. He didn't even help me push the cart. See how disingenuous they were? And I said, well, can you push my cart, please, for me? Because it's kind of hard to walk or talk to you having these dizzy spells and things of that nature. He couldn't even do that. I wasn't yelling at him or cursing at him using any threatening language. Subterfuge. Okay? People act like they're kind, but they're really not. Okay? Deceits. To get their way or prevent you from moving forward. And this is white supremacy. Ultimate white supremacy. The Proud Boys. Holly big ass in there. You know. Shit. She needs some Jenny Craig in her life. But like I said, it is what it is. What was I going to say? Particularly, I forgot. Ah, man. All praise to the Most High. Yeah, you know, I'm thankful. They actually think this is going to stop me. Okay? And saying they're not exposed and things of that nature. Particularly, they talked about sucking me off and things of that nature. Okay, so I'm going to go to the police station. As they keep saying they're not on force, they're just going to get worse. So I'm going to say that to the police on camera and stuff. I say, hey guys, look, this is what they're doing. I'm just letting you know. I want to notify you this is what's happening to me. Okay? Now, I think it's too late to file a police report at this point in time because the police, particularly that I wanted to file a police report, they didn't want to talk to me. So I couldn't file a police report. So I guess I do that with my lawyers, right? Okay? Like I say, nothing personal, just business, standing 10 toes down on business. Standing on the rock of the cornerstone of the biggest ever fused, that of my father's business, that of which, of course, I'll never divorce. Okay? And give me liberty or give me death as an indigenous American, grabbing my dick until my last breath. Okay? And this is Esam the lowly Jew, wild man and born of a harlot true. And I approve this message brought to you. Shalom, shalom, and shalom. Mazel tov.